there, this is Autumn Bear, acupuncturist, herbal enthusiast, feng shui practitioner, foodie, cartwheeler, headstander, and very bad cook. I'm really actually a very bad cook. So today I wanted to talk about the 3 levels of energetics. Chinese medicine really, I mean, of course, we are dealing with an energetic medicine. So sometimes people wonder, like, how does it work, and, you know, all of those things, but they really, you know, and there's a lot of explanations that we can go into on that. But one of the things I really wanted to cover is the 3 levels of energetics that we're actually working with. So when we put a needle in the body, depending on how we manipulate the needle, we're asking the body to tap into one or more of the levels of energetics. So the most superficial level of energetics is what we would call the Wei Qi. And the Wei Qi is actually the most superficial, but it also has to do really with the protection of the body. So it really, what we would associate most with the immune system, and being that barrier between the outside world and the inside world. So it's kind of the axis by which we interface between ourselves and our environment. And then at the moderate level, we have what's called Ying Qi. And Ying Qi is basically the blood and fluids. It's also where a lot of the energetics of our internal organs reside. So sometimes we need to really kind of get into the internal terrain of the body. Anytime there's things that are happening, maybe we have stagnation, we have a fluid deficiency, we have blood deficiency. You know, anytime we're asking the body to produce more of an element, a lot of times we're going to tap into that moderate level. And sometimes when we have too much of something, if we have too much phlegm, if we have too much, you know, blood, which causes stasis, we're also going to tap into that same level. We're just going to ask it to either tonify, you know, to produce and to enhance one area, or to sedate, which is to kind of basically break things apart and have them move along. And those are really common terms that we use in Chinese medicine. And then at the most deep level of energetics is called the Yuen Qi. And the Yuen Qi is actually what we would consider to be our blueprint. So this is, in essence, you know, some people like to use the term destiny, but destiny is not really what we like to use, because blueprint is kind of the idea. We are born with what we're born with, right? It's basically, you know, we get the genetics from our parents, our family, what's been passed down to us. And when we're born, that blueprint is already laid upon us. Obviously, we have free will in how we choose to unfold our destiny, if you were to use that term. But ultimately, this blueprint is what sets us up in life and allows us to be who we are. So we can actually tap into that blueprint, and we don't do that easily and or take that lightly. But sometimes we have a genetic condition that is something that we really need to tap into in order to help someone be in better health. This is a level where we often will put things into latency, and latency is a really important term. Let's say we have a disease, a chronic disease that we were born with, and it has things that will flare up, like MS. You know, if we have MS, a lot of times we just want to shut that switch off so that we're not having the signs and symptoms, and we're not being so miserable. I mean, it can really cause a lot of signs and symptoms to really cause heartache and difficulty in life. So a lot of times we'll tap into that deep level Yuen Qi in order to create latency and to, you know, take some of that discomfort down. And if we lose latency, then that's the level that we're going to build, and we're going to use what we call our postnatal Qi, which comes from our food, and we're gonna support that Yuen Qi so that we can support our life and support our blueprint. It all sounds pretty complicated, and it is. It's not really easy to explain. You know, this is a very complicated system, but at the very least, you have an understanding that when we're asking the body to do things, you know, we are tapping into the various different levels of the body, and we are either enhancing or reducing things that may or may not be harmful to us, in order to try to really bring forward a balance within our life and a balance within our body.